the last time we were there, my 4th deployment, there was one issue of the desert sloth, and I was pretty stoked that it came out, and I think the reason it did was because of Major Quinn and Gunner Carpenter, but it's funny. It's just like it tells of news that happened throughout the battalion, but it puts a funny spin on everything. Like so much of it's true, and then like they'll like lead off and like say, "Well, this happened," and then it's hard for me to even explain. Like you've gotta get a hold of it. Like talk to Major Quinn.
Oh, so you should still have some.
Yeah, I'm sure he does, and it's funny too because it's true to an extent, but then it just blows everything out of proportion. It's just hilarious. But the desert sloth in Karbala ended up bringing up the fact that the entire battalion had gotten sick with dysentery or whatever it was. But yeah, it also talked. I remember one issue talking about doxycycline. We had to take doxycycline, like a lot of it, like 1 pill every day or something like that. It was ridiculous. So it was like got doxy, just like the got milk thing. That's when got milk was big, so they're like got doxy. We had a gunner back then that was always filthy. Always wore the dirtiest camis. Just so like, and this is for during Huseba when IEDs like were just constantly going off. Like they talked about someone should build a laundry detergent IED for that particular individual. Stuff like that. It was just it was just funny. Like some of the stuff was just real good comedian stuff that came out. But yeah, they definitely talk to Major Quinn about the desert sloth.
I will ask him.
I tried to snag one. I tried to snag a copy of it just to keep for myself, but someone did the whole Marine Corps, can I borrow that? And never returned it, so it's cool. I'm sure they're around somewhere. So put out your feelers for that. They're priceless. Let's see.
There was a range. I remember you were saying that was one time you threw grenades and you were.
Yeah, we towards the very end of our stay in Karbala, when we knew we were starting to pull out, we went and we had all kinds of ammo that we were allowed to dispense. We'll say it like that. And I had never fired a weapon so many times in my life. I ended up getting blisters on my first 2 fingers. My trigger finger, I'd pulled the trigger so many times that I got a blister on my finger. So I started using my middle finger to pull the trigger, and that one got a blister too. Like that's how much we got to shoot. And then we got to throw grenades. Like at the very end of the range, like the whole. It was it was a long range, bumping and bounding and stuff like that. And then at the very end, we got to do some shooting, and then like you throw a grenade and then go and clear the bunker. And one of the grenades didn't go off, and so they had UXO on the range, and back then EOD was not very close. They weren't nearby. Because we didn't hardly ever use EOD. So it was going to be like, EOD will be out there in the next couple of days. Just go ahead and stay watch on that grenade. So, like, one of the lieutenants, like, having a little bit of, initiative, asked if anyone was going to be able to shoot the grenade. Like, hey, anyone here think they can shoot it? Like, we're not going to go up near it because it's UXO and that's dangerous and stuff. We got close enough to where we could see with binoculars that there was no pin or no spoon on the grenade. So it was definitely UXO.
What's UXO mean anyway?
Unexploded ordnance.
Yeah.
And there was only a few of us junior Marines left within, at the range, because everybody else had trucked back, so the rest of us were there for working party of some sort. So there was like 4 of us there, and me thinking that, these other 3 were going to volunteer before me, I was like, I can shoot it. And like the other 3 didn't even like go to raise their hand, and I'm like, you guys don't want to shoot it? And they're like, I can't hit that thing. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, sweet. So I get to shoot a live grenade with my M16. Like, that's badass. Like, who gets to say they get to do that?
But based on your experience now, would you do something like that now?
I still would. I wouldn't let one of my boys do it, not like I did. But I would still do it just because I would probably do it from a little further back than we did. I was like 50 meters away. But still, like, there's stories where I've heard,